Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to talk to you here today is actually going to go through a list of numbers, a number of statistics for you to get an understanding about what these monetization models, the business models are when you work in XR. So just before we dive into the slides, my name is Achila Weerasooriya. I'm CEO of Liveroom Technologies. And at Liveroom, we have around 50 plus engineers working specifically in segments like XR. And we have been doing this for more than 10 years, 11 years to be exact. So what I'm going to take you through is not just our journey, but also the global aspects and global landscape of making money out of XR. Because at the end of the day, that is what we are all trying to do here. So obviously, most of you might have already tried creating XR products. It could be virtual reality, it could be augmented reality, mixed reality, whatever. So you might have tried developing XR products, XR applications. You might have tried other people, the applications that have been developed by other people also. So the hardest part is in the prototype. It's the first dollar. I put this slide here for you to give an understanding that the prototypes that you do is not the hardest part. And at the end of the 40 minutes, or at the end of the slide deck that I have, I hope that you will get an understanding that this statement is actually true. So before we dive into all the details, let's look at the global landscape. So right now, the XR market in 2026, it's around $10.6 billion. $10.6 billion, not a small market. And the projected CAGR through 2031 is at 40.9%. The device shipment growth is around 33.5%. And revenue from enterprise AR or enterprise XR is around at almost 50%. It's at 48%, right? But there's good and bad stuff happening. One, MetaQuest VR shipments have fell 42% in the last years. Meta closed 3 VR studios, 1,000 plus layoffs. Rec Room, I'm sure that you must have heard about Rec Room as well. They announced their shutdown next month, June 2026. Horizon Workrooms, killed. While all that is happening, one of the VR games, Gorilla Tag, they have crossed $100 million. You might have played Beat Saber. They have made $250 million of lifetime revenue. And like Naushika just now explained, smart glasses growing explosively. People are using smart glasses. And enterprise XR is accelerating. It works in healthcare, manufacturing, training, education, all those segments. So let's talk about the XR revenue models that actually work. I'll talk you through the global examples first, and I will showcase to you that what we are doing at Liveroom and try to match them to this as well, just to show you that we are also following the same playbook. 6 out of top 10 Quest revenue games are free to play. 6 out of 10. So if you go to the Meta Quest Store, and if you search the top 10 best applications, 6 out of those 10 are free to play applications. Gorilla Tag itself, from another Axiom, is a free to play application. They, like I said earlier, they made 100 million plus US dollar revenue plus cosmetics. So they have around 10 million players, and 1 in 3 people who owns a Quest have downloaded this application. This itself started as a solo development project, which most of the things that you guys might be doing. So the key thing here is that frictionless in-game purchase. So you don't have to pay to get the application, it's free to play, but inside the application itself, you make some purchases. So they have 10 billion TikTok views, driving organic growth, no paid advertisements also, just organic growth. And on the other side, you have Beat Saber, which is from a Czech studio. it's a paid-based game plus a downloadable content. So DLCs, so they have, again, like I said earlier, they have made 250 million plus revenue, and 100 million, around 100 million in 2021 alone, in just 1 year. So acquired by Meta, and still they are retaining the top 10 position by 2025. So their key is evergreen content model, and the downloadable content keeps basically printing money for them. So we also have another example like Supernatural Fitness, which is a subscription-based model, which has a free trial plus monthly fee. VR Chat, again, a free-to-play plus create economy experience. PokerStars VR, which is again free-to-play plus virtual goods. So each model works when it matches how users naturally engage with the product. I'll talk to you about a couple of our products, our own products as well. The ones that I have mentioned at the bottom in blue is actually what we are doing with our products, which actually matches the content that is in the slide. Enterprise training and operations. I told you earlier that 48% of XR revenue is generated by enterprise applications. PwC VR training, they did a VR training research, and they have identified that it's 4 times faster learning, 275% more confidence to apply skills versus classroom. VR training is now proven enterprise return on investment story. In enterprise, they invest, they get the returns. US Marine Corps, they have installed 81 VR drivers training simulators, replacing live vehicles. Howden with Microsoft HoloLens, they're using Microsoft HoloLens with Vuforia for field technician upskilling. This saves travel costs and reduced equipment downtime. And also, healthcare in XR. Just healthcare in XR have crossed $5.1 billion in 2025. They're seeing a 33.9% CAGR in that, in healthcare sector itself, which is the fastest growing vertical. And now, neurosurgeons training with patient-specific 3D models before they go into the real patient itself. The fun thing is, enterprise augmented reality or enterprise XR itself generates $2,000 to $15,000 annual revenue per user. That is pretty much around 80 plus gross margins. So that is where you make money, basically, in enterprise. Not the best thing that you wanted to hear today, but let's go and dive into this as well. In XR, you have augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, everything. So let's talk about AR for a second here. In AR, if you focus on AR commerce itself, they have identified that there's 94% higher conversion with 3D and augmented reality content. This is a research done by Shopify. 94% higher conversions when you have the products in 3D and augmented reality. They have also seen a 40% reduction in returns, product returns, when you visualize in AR. And you are 2.4 times more likely to buy after you see the product in augmented reality and you try the product in augmented reality. Let's again look at some other numbers as well. So Sephora's virtual artist, they have 8.5 million try-ons in just 1 year. Macy's augmented reality furniture, average basket size has grown by 60%, and the reduction, they have seen a huge reduction of returns of by 25%. So Rebecca Minkoff on Shopify itself, 65% more likely to order after augmented reality visualization. Likewise, you have other examples as well. Yeah, so when it comes to XR, or rather VR specifically here, You have platform stores and subscriptions as well. So when you create augmented, basically XR applications, you publish them in other stores or you publish them as your own under Enterprise Direct. So there are a couple of ways that you can publish in other stores as well. So if you go into like Meta Store, Steam VR, Unity Asset Store, basically they get a 30% cut from whatever you get, right? They get a 30% cut out of whatever the amount that you're earning from that. MetaQuest Plus, Viveport Infinity, it's a revenue share based model and a subscription bundle. Or rather, they get the users to get subscriptions and they share the revenue with you. Basically, this subscription model is actually rising. So specifically MetaQuest Plus and Viveport let studios trade large day risk for predictable revenue. So what we do if we are like launching in other platforms is that we launch, we do huge amount of marketing on the launch day, we get huge amount of users and that's it. But in these platforms, they sort of take the sales cycle out of it. The Enterprise Direct, you can license it, you can retain it, you can get huge margins because no one is getting cut out of it, but you have to drive your sales cycle. The whole sales cycle you will have to drive yourself. So let's talk about what is failing and what we can learn out of that. So Rec Room, which is about to be shut down in June 2026, they have millions of users. But what they say on their own words is our costs overwhelm the revenue. So popular does not necessarily means profitable. Even though you have millions of users, you might not be profitable. So you have to validate unit economics before scaling the users. Understand what you're doing, understand what you're trying to do, and understand your users before you go and make a single dollar out of it. Meta's VR studios, 3 VR studios closed. Around 1,000 jobs, people have been laid off. And Meta is pivoting towards AI glasses and wearables away from VR and metaverse. So they sort of invested, I think, around $100 billion to kind of push this VR metaverse things. But them investing $100 billion and trying to push it didn't work. Who are we to say that we might do the same thing, no? Horizon Workrooms, again killed by Meta. Flagship VR collaboration tool, which was like promoted by Zuckerberg itself, it was killed by Meta. So enterprise VR collaborations haven't found the fit. Collaborations in enterprise VR have not found the fit yet. Enterprise applications or enterprise training applications like single user or training applications likewise, that they have seen the use cases, they have seen the advantages in that. But the collaboration tools are yet to reach that standard. And pixel streaming at a scale. 1 GPU per concurrent user, not going to work. So let me take you through how we here from Colombo itself applied this to our products, the services that we give, and how we are making money out of it. So from services to IP. So in the very first session keynote today, I think it was made clear that IPs are very valuable. You have to have your IPs. Even though you do services, you have to have your IPs to make the real value of your company. So we started as a service company back in 2015. And we provided services. We had a huge amount of clients. We had clients from Japan, US, Australia, Europe, all across Europe, Middle East, everywhere. We had clients. We still have clients. We still provide services. And in 2018, we wanted to generate some passive income. So we started publishing our content in Unity Asset Store under our own brand name called Rend Island. And in 2023, by 2023, we understood that we wanted some products under our belt as well. So we focused in augmented reality, which is WebXR, and broadcasting, augmented reality broadcasting. And by 2025, right now we are focused in VR as well. So we have established our presence in augmented reality side, and now we are pursuing ourselves in VR side as well. Again, Mixmaster VR, which I believe I will be able to showcase to you at the end of this keynote as well, is also a free-to-play platform. So all the products, actually, all the products we do are actually mapped to a proven global model. Even the enterprise client work, the publications, ECRs, broadcasting, Mixmaster, everything is actually mapped to what I said earlier. So this is actually very important. Technical decisions you make are going to be business decisions as well. So let me take you through a couple of stories. So we evaluated this Unreal Pixel streaming for web-based 3D product viewers some time ago. But obviously, as you know, technically, one GPU per concurrent user. So if you have like 100 users, your cloud bill is going to exceed the amount of dollars that you're going to make. So we had to pivot. So what we understood was, okay, that is going to work. We are pivoting from that. And one of the other stories is that we wanted to create the pipeline where we create the GLB to USDC conversion, which back in the day ran on AWS Lambda. But the quality and the output was not the best. So what we did was we bought a Mac Mini and did the conversion there at the client side. So what we understood was clients actually pay for the output quality, not the architecture's elegance. So whatever you do, don't really always try to make the architecture perfect, because clients will pay the premium for if that works. So every tech choice is a business choice. Evaluate your return on investment, not the architecture priority itself. So going global from emerging markets, obviously Sri Lanka is actually an emerging market. So this is not just our own challenge, but it's a global pattern for all the emerging markets, like even from Poland, Czech, like those markets do have this issue as well. So payment rails, obviously you know how hard it is to get payments to Sri Lanka, all those shenanigans, right? You know it, I know it, we have been through it. This is actually happening for other countries as well. So Beat Games is a Czech studio. The studio actually running the Gorilla Tag is actually running fully remote. So what we did was we actually created a dual entity structure. So we have entities in Sri Lanka, we have entity in Singapore as well. So we have a global presence out there itself. And cross-cultural client communication. So I told you in our services side, we actually work with Japanese clients as well. So working with Japanese clients, what we understood was, if we become transparent, if we be transparent with them, if we be upfront with them, and tell them what is going to happen, what is not going to happen, what we can deliver, what they can expect us to deliver, fully transparent, that is going to take you a long way. Then talent versus remote USD salaries, which is one of the biggest issues that is also spoken here also. So this is actually not unique to Sri Lanka itself. So during the COVID and the economic crisis that we went through, people were used to working remotely plus getting USD peg salaries, all those things. So they had the luxury of working to other companies in other countries as well by staying at their own home. So still we have that problem also. But how we at Liveroom have accommodated it is, yes, we can't compete with salaries. We might not be able to compete with the salaries. We might not be able to compete with the benefits that they get, all those things. But what we do is we give the ownership of what you do to our team itself. So the team is actually owners of what they do. So that creates meaningful products. It's not the salary alone that what it creates. So in Asia Pacific, it is the fastest growing XR region at 41% CAGR. So obviously, what we think is that the next wave of XR studios won't all be from the US side. We might have stuff from South Asia side as well. So let me walk you through a couple of frameworks that you can apply to your projects as well. First one is pick your store before your engine. So Beat Saber is designed for the studio it would sell on. So you might be developing on Unreal, you might be developing on Unity, you might be developing on whatever the other engines that you develop on. But what you need to understand is where you're going to publish this, where you're going to showcase your products. You have to understand that before you go and select the technologies that you're going to develop the product in. So before you code, these questions you will have to answer yourself. Where this will be sold? Where are you going to sell your product? So who discovers the products there? Who your who your market is, and is the market is actually present at the store that you're going to publish your product at? And what's the revenue model the store supports, whether they're taking a cut, whether they're taking a subscription, whether you have to do the sales or yourself, everything. So what's the review and approval process if you have to go through a hectic review process, hectic approval process, just to get the application published? That is also going to demotivate you. So what are the technical constraints you have? So basically the store shapes everything downstream. So if you understand what your store is, where you're going to publish your product, before you start coding, then the journey will be smoother to the place where you're going to publish your product. The framework 2 and 3, I'm going to mix it together. Don't bet on one model. So this is, we learned this the hard way also. So the global pattern, which is Beat Games and other Axiom, which created Gorilla Tag, succeeded with one product. But for every Gorilla Tag, successful Gorilla Tag game that is happening, thousands of studios shipped and made nothing. Not all of your products are going to work in your first try. 70% of indie gamers fail. You might have also failed yourself. But that does not mean that you have to stop. You can create safe paths. The safest path, stack multiple revenue streams, so no single product failure kills the company if you're going as a company. So how this looks globally is Epic Games. Fortnite revenue funded Unreal Engine for a while. Unity Enterprise licensing funded the free engine. PTC, who is founders of Vuforia, the consulting revenue funded Vuforia augmented reality for a while. So for us also, the enterprise works actually pays the bills. We get passive income from asset store publications, and we build products as equity. So in the morning session, again, we were talking about the IPs. So this is basically how you create that IP, the cycle that you go through to create your IP. So you get client revenue, you fund your R&D, you build your products, you grow your portfolio. You keep on developing for clients, you get, you fund your R&D again. It's a cycle. So reuse everything you build. Framework number 4. So Unity Asset Store itself has more than 11,000 publishers. And top publishers out of this earns more than 6 figures. Epic's Fab Marketplace, formerly it was Sketchfab, I think it was acquired by Epic and was renamed as Fab. They follow the same model. So creators who sell assets also build distribution. Buyers discover their studio, their games, their services. So whatever the assets that we create, we have our own 3D content creation arm as well within our company. So whichever the assets that we create, we ask 3 questions. Can it be generalized and sold on the store? Can it feed another product or game? Or can it become a demo or case study? So we reuse the assets as much as possible. So the effort we put in creating the assets is being reused over and over again. Distribution is bigger than marketing, and price for your audience. Again, I'm going to put these two together. Same example, Gorilla Tag. They created 10 billion views, TikTok views, from kids sharing clips. So 0 ad spend, organic content, and word of mouth is what they, how they grew. Beat Saber, YouTube gameplay videos became free marketing. The product itself is the ad. WVR, they grew from 4,000 to 182,000 TikTok followers in just 1 year. Just 1 year. Purely by content. So how the distribution partnerships works is, platform store listings is actually free discovery. If you list on platform stores, users are anyway going to come there. It's free discovery. Creators who use your product, it may be YouTube videos, about tutorials, whatever, free marketing. And partners who bring their own audience is also free distribution. So different audiences, different pricing. Consumer VR, you have to make free to enter. You have to make the barrier to entry as much as possible. This is mandatory. So you can take examples from Gorilla Tag, VR Chat, Animal Company, all free to play. Enterprise applications, like I told you earlier, 2,000 to 15,000 per user per year you can generate. So you can create premium pricing out of it. And subscription models, $12.99 per month for Whiteboard, monthly fee for like Supernatural Fitness goes on monthly fee. That is actually steady cash, because as much as you have subscribers, you can generate money. But as much as you have subscribers, you have to create content as well. So every month that they pay for the subscription, you have to create more content for them. The mistake most of the people do here is using one pricing model for all audiences. Consumers expect free, enterprise expects premium, subscribers expect updates. So you design your price for your specific user, not your costs. Okay, what's hard? These are the hard truths that we will have to talk also, because we have talked about good things so far. We'll talk about the hard things also. So 14.3 million XR devices shipped in 2025 versus 1.2 billion smartphones. When they sell 1.2 billion smartphones, they only sell 14.3 million XR devices worldwide. MetaQuest itself fell 42% device shipping. So it's basically built for its niche, not a mass market. The prototype to product gap, skill studios. In the first stage, in the first slide itself, I told you that prototype is the easiest part. Making the first dollar is not the easiest part. So the gap that you create in between the prototype to product, that itself actually creates multiple kill studios. 70% of indie games fail. Shipping is equal to billing. Not just billing, compliance, support, you have to have a team, you have to handle the server cost, privacy policies, all those legal stuff, app store reviews, everything. The demos get the upload. So if you showcase your demo to anyone, they will say that, okay, it's a marvelous demo, really nice. You will make so much of money out of this, but when you go and publish this, you're not going to make $1 out of it. You're just going to pay the servers for AWS and all. You're going to make them rich and go home without anything. And the payment rails from emerging markets, like I told earlier, not just in Sri Lanka, all the markets are facing that. Emerging markets are facing that, but we have to basically find workarounds and work around that to basically evade that. And the talent retention versus remote USD again. Yeah, so I took a few minutes to take you through these slides. From the first slide itself, saying the prototype is the easy path, the business model is the product. So I hope that you understood what I was trying to bring in front of you to get you to understand how you have to market your product, or rather how you have to price your product when you want to actually make money out of the products or the applications, the games that you do. I think from here onwards, yeah, I do have my product demo also. Is it okay if I carry on continuously for the product demo also? Is it okay? Yeah. Okay, I think I have a couple of minutes to showcase you one of the products that we have developed, which is called Mixmaster VR. But I wanted to showcase it live here itself, but unfortunately with the network connections, it is unable, we are unable to do that. But let me walk you through that. So Mixmaster VR is actually the newest product that we brought to light from Liveroom Technologies, which is focusing on the VR EDM segment. So basically, if you like to party, if you like to go and party, so you can wear the VR headset and join a party wherever, whenever you want. And we have organizers, we have artists on board, Let me basically walk you through that. So it's an immersive multiplayer VR concert application. So you have multiple number of events or multiple number of arenas created in VR metaverse itself, where you can wear your headset, join parties, buy tickets, join parties, listen to your favorite artists. They might be playing live, they might be playing pre-recorded sets, whatever. The global, the global audience is shared in shared virtual arenas. It's actually multiplayer application. So you can join with your friends also, and you can interact with your friends, you can customize your avatars, you can do everything inside. And it is built for standalone MetaQuest. We have published in MetaStore also. It's free to download, free to play. There's a 24/7 arena which plays 24/7 music from different artists. You can join that and listen to it. You can do different, stuff there. You can create your own avatars there, everything. And if there are specific paid to attend events created, then you can purchase your tickets within the VR application itself or through our web portal, and you can attend the event. So imagine this, a fan in India experiencing a live DJ set from anywhere in the world inside a fully immersive VR arena. So like we know, there are artists who are traveling all around the world. VR DJ artists basically traveling around the world, and their fans may or may not follow them and come to those locations. Sometimes some international DJ artists come to Sri Lanka, some of their fans come to Sri Lanka and attend the parties. But most of their fans are not coming to Sri Lanka. But if we have the metaverse where they can join and listen to those artists live. So we have created basically 3 phases is live right now. Phase 1 is the immersive arenas, artist avatars performing on stage, sets being published, global audience in multiplayer with voice chat. In phase 2, we gave out VR organizers. They can create events, book artists, sell tickets. So basically, organizers can create events for themselves. They can get sponsors. They can, showcase their sponsors in the VR arenas itself. And in phase 3, we are recreating live events which are happening live. We are recreating the events in VR metaverse itself. And in future versions, we have live broadcast planned, and the live VR console integration also is on the plans. And this is basically an ecosystem, and how this ecosystem works is you have 3 basic shareholders in it. So fans, you can join immersive VR concerts, attend with friends globally, experience live social interaction, you can dance, socialize, and interact in real time, just like a party. So for artists, we create their hyper-realistic 3D avatars. They can perform to global audiences. They can publish VR DJ sets. So basically, they can pre-record sets, upload DJ sets, and make money out of the metaverse events while they're sleeping at home. And organizers, they go through a hell of a lot of things when they organize physical events also. So if they get the chance to organize VR events in metaverse, same as what they do, they just have to click a couple of buttons in the web portal, create the events, add the sponsors, request the artists, pay them, and have the VR event live. So basically the social presence is the core here. More than watching a stream, they can interact with that. So the real-time multiplayer interaction is there, proximity-based voice chat is there, shared crowd experience is there, friends joining together globally, live reactions and social engagement, community spaces, shared exploration inside VR. So everything is included there as well. And we create the 3D artists of avatars to make them feel closer to the audiences, because in metaverse, if you see your artist and if you see the artist in their exact shape or form, that is much better. So these are basically how we get the artists on board and create their 3D avatars inside the virtual metaverse. So these are some of the avatars and some of the artists that we have partnered with. We have, I think, around 100+ artists we have onboarded right now. These are some of the local as well as international artists that we have onboarded. So let me show if this works. Yeah. This works. these are some of the videos that we captured inside of the number of arenas that we have created. Yeah. So I wanted to showcase this live to you in front of you for you to experience here. But if you want to experience this, it's there in the exhibition stalls. You can go there and experience it live and see what we have done there. We are open to suggestions. We are open for your thoughts and basically what you think about this, where we can take this out of here to a global market. So if you have any thoughts and suggestions, please feel free to reach out to me, or my team is here. If you are a DJ artist or an event organizer, feel free to talk to us. We can get you on board as well.
Basically, we are checked up for grades. Is it free? Oh. It must be really sharp when it's just gross. It can't be the laptop speakers, right? You can.
Yeah, I hope you get the idea. So feel free to visit us at our stall at the exhibition area, and my team will be more than happy to showcase to you what we have done here with the Mixmaster. So yeah, that actually wraps up my keynote as well. I hope you got something to take away home from what I shared to you here. If you have any specific questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.